Ever promised yourself you'd be in bed by 11 p.m. sharp? Then you hit the mattress, pick up your phone, and bam, your eyes are glued to the screen. Next thing you know, it's 1 a.m., and you're still laying there. Or maybe it's a different bad habit for you. Biting your nails, craving sweets, smoking. Heck, smoking and obesity are literally two of the top preventable causes of disease and death worldwide. Most of us try so damn hard to break these habits. Some people go to crazy lengths like rubbing hot peppers on their fingers or wearing gloves all day just to stop biting their nails whenever they get stressed. And what happens? Right back to square one. Why is that? Are you just lacking willpower, weak-minded, or is your brain broken? Nope, not at all. Today, DeepShift is unlocking a secret for you, why you actually formed those bad habits in the first place, whether they're secretly hurting or helping you, and the absolute best way to break one for good. I'm going to show you a super simple method that doesn't take a ton of willpower. Let's jump in. Part 1. The real nature of habits. So, let me ask you a question. When you wake up every morning, do you brush your teeth first, or do you make coffee first? Which foot hits the floor first when you get out of bed? You don't really remember, do you? Because you didn't actually decide to do any of that. You just did it like a pre-programmed machine. Scientists say up to 40% of your daily actions don't even go through your conscious brain. They're running completely on autopilot. Why does your brain cheat like this? Simple. Your brain is lazy as hell. It only makes up about 2% of your body weight, but it eats up a whopping 20% of your total energy. If you had to wake up every single morning and think, okay, should I lift my left foot or my right foot first? What angle should I hold this toothbrush? Your head would literally explode from exhaustion by noon. So, your brain creates habits. Think of it like a shortcut carved through a thick jungle. The first time you walk it, it's tough. The second time, a little easier. By the 100th time, it's a freshly paved highway you just coast right through without thinking. And here's the kicker. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a good habit and a bad habit. It only cares about one thing, quick relief. Just look at your late-night phone scrolling or nail-biting. Why do you actually do it? Think back to the exact moment you get a scary text from a debt collector, a harsh email from your boss, or look at a giant pile of unfinished homework. Your heart races, your chest tightens, cortisol, the stress hormone, spikes through the roof. You feel completely out of control. And right then, without thinking, you bring your fingers to your mouth and bite, or you grab your phone and start scrolling. And boom, it works. A tiny movement of your hand, a quick distraction on a screen, and it interrupts that stress for just 2 seconds. Your brain instantly gets a tiny hit of dopamine. A soft wave of relief washes over you, and your brain yells, "Aha, that's it. This thing just saved us from that stress freak out." See what's happening? You don't bite your nails because you love the taste of fingernails. You don't scroll your phone because those random videos are actually that great. You do it because it's a short-term survival mechanism your brain cooked up to save you from feeling overwhelmed. First time, stress bite nails, stress drops. 50th time, stress automatically bite nails. 100th time, you just sit down at your desk, haven't even gotten stressed yet, and your hand goes straight to your mouth. That loop right there, cue routine reward, has officially locked you in. You've become a prisoner to a program you wrote yourself without even realizing it. Part 2. Why the harder you try to quit, the more you fail. So eventually, you realize this habit sucks. Your nails look terrible, or you've got dark circles under your eyes. You make up your mind. That's it. This week, I'm using pure willpower to destroy this thing. And right there is where you walk straight into the trap. Be honest with me. How long does your willpower actually last? 1 day? 3 days? Or maybe, if you're lucky, until Wednesday afternoon? Think of willpower like a phone battery. When you wake up, you're at 100%. You successfully say no to that donut. You hold back from cussing out your coworker. You carry the weight of all that work stress. By 8 p.m., your willpower battery is sitting at 3%. And guess what happens when you're completely running on empty? Your brain flat out shoves your weak conscious mind aside and flips the autopilot switch right back on. Suddenly, your hand is back in your mouth. Or you catch yourself scrolling Amazon at midnight, buying random stuff you don't even need. The more you beat yourself up, the more stressed you get. The more stressed you get, the more your brain screams for that old habit to get some relief. It's a vicious downward spiral pulling you straight into a pit. Here's the painful truth. Using willpower to kill a habit is like trying to stop a massive tsunami with your bare hands. You can't erase a neural pathway that's deeply carved into your brain just with a little pep talk. You cannot destroy a habit. You can only override it. Part 3. The best way to eliminate a bad habit. So, how do top scientists and psychologists actually change behavior? They don't fight their brains, they work with them. Here are 3 top-tier weapons to help you hack your life back together. Weapon 1. Habit Reversal Training, HRT. Remember that loop: cue, routine, reward. Don't try to erase the cue, and don't try to strip away the reward. Keep both ends intact, and just replace the middle part. Back in the 1970s, psychologists proved that if you want to drop a bad action, you gotta give your hands something else to do that's just as satisfying. If you bite your nails every time a stressful email from your boss pops up, don't just sit there suffering. Go buy a fidget spinner or a stress ball and keep it right next to your desk. The second that urge to bite hits when your brain is screaming for relief, grab that stress ball and squeeze the hell out of it. It gives you the exact same payoff, releases that nervous energy and distracts your mind. Except your fingers aren't bleeding. You just tricked your brain into getting its reward without paying the price of a bad habit. Weapon 2. Change your environment. Ever wonder why college kids suddenly get way worse or way better at studying when they transfer schools? A landmark 2005 study tracked transfer students and found that habits like binge-watching TV, skipping workouts, or staying up late literally got wiped out overnight. Why? Because all the cues from their old environment were gone. No familiar couch lulling them to sleep. No familiar room corner tempting them to jump on their phone. Now, you don't gotta pack up and move across the country to break a bad habit. Just redesign your environment. You constantly lie in bed scrolling your phone? Buy a short charging cable and plug it in 10 feet away from your bed. Wanna charge it? You gotta stand up. You constantly snack while working? Get the junk food off your desk. Shove it in the deepest cabinet in the kitchen and set a giant jug of water right in front of you. Make bad habits insanely frustrating to do, and make good habits ridiculously easy. When you throw 3 extra hurdles between yourself and a bad habit, your lazy brain will just give up on its own. Weapon 3. Leverage reset moments. Psychology has this concept called the fresh start effect. Our brains absolutely love calendar milestones. Monday morning, the first of the month, birthdays, or your first day at a new job. On these days, your brain naturally views you as a fresh new version of yourself, totally separated from the trash version of the past. Capitalize on these moments. Don't wait around for New Year's. Pick next Monday as your official reset day. Tell yourself, old version ended on Sunday. New version steps up today. You know, changing a habit is never an overnight thing. There are going to be days when you stumble, days where you catch yourself biting your nails again or staying up until 2 a.m. again. And when that happens, the most important thing is not beating yourself up or tearing yourself apart. Don't go slapping the failure label on yourself just yet. Look at your hands, look in the mirror, and just smile. Okay, my brain's just running stressed again. No biggie, let's try that again. Self-improvement is an art of patience. You don't need to turn into a flawless human overnight. You just need to be 1% better than who you were yesterday. Just 1%. Good habits are like seeds. At first, you water them, you care for them, and you don't see a damn thing sprouting above the soil. But deep underneath, those roots are digging down, anchoring tight into the earth. And one day, it's going to grow into a massive, unbreakable tree that holds up your entire life. If this video helped you look at yourself with a little more grace and a lot more science, smash that like button and subscribe to DeepShift. Drop a comment down below. What's one bad habit you're determined to rewrite starting today? I'm DeepShift. I'll catch you in the next video as a better version of yourself.